All right. Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone on Instagram Live. Welcome to Sunset Yoga. So go ahead and get into a comfortable seated position. And feel free to start the playlist. You can look up Sunset Yoga with Nina on Spotify. It's with is a W slash. And just grab any props that you think that you'll need this evening. So you can grab a blanket, a block, a pillow, bolster, whatever feels good for you. And let's find a comfortable seated position on our mat. You can either sit up or lay down, whatever feels good for you. Feel free to start the Spotify playlist. Just make sure it's not on shuffle and it's being played continuously. And close the eyes. Arriving into the present moment. Noticing how the breath feels. Noticing the sensations in the body. See if we can relax the shoulders away from the ears. See if we can broaden the chest, adding length into the spine, just slightly bringing our crown of the head up to the sky. And just naming and noticing what is happening in the body right now. And we're not judging or labeling what's happening as good or bad, right or wrong. We're simply just noticing, just observing what is coming up for us. Keeping the eyes closed or a soft gaze open. Just naming, moving from one sensation to the next. And if our mind wanders as we do this naming exercise, that's okay. We're simply just observing what's coming up. So the theme for today's class is called Let Love Be. You can't control love. It's impossible. It's like screaming and screeching and begging a rose to unfold faster, better, or differently. Love is an energy, an active living force that runs its threads through all of life, through all of the universe. But we can't control love. It is not its nature to be controlled. It's futile to stand with our hands in our pockets and heels dug into the ground saying, I shall control the course of love, or I shall allow another to control me because I'm afraid love will go away. We can open our hearts and let love run through us. We can open our hearts and receive love. We can open our eyes and see universal love all around us in places we never saw it before. We can awaken our souls and see that all these experiences have been lessons of love. Learning courage, faith, patience, learning to love ourselves when it looked and felt as if no one else did. Learning to express our creativity, express our emotions, and experience joy. Each one has been a lesson of love. We have learned to let love be and be open to what is and the new direction it may lead us in. Love is a powerful living force that permeates the universe and funnels through us. We don't lead it, it leads and guides us. I want you to bring the awareness to our heart in this moment. So travel to the area of the heart, perhaps even feeling the heartbeat. And imagine that the heart is glowing in this moment right now. And it can glow any color that resonates with you. If you align with the chakra system, then the heart is generally depicted as green, the green representing the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. But you can imagine the heart as any color that resonates with you right now. So I want you to imagine the heart glowing, really bright, perhaps for some of us a bright green or another bright color. And from the heart, I want you to imagine that this glow is starting to radiate out from the heart and traveling to the rest of our body, radiating out to our fingers, our toes, the crown of our head. And as it radiates out, it is warm and inviting, softening and opening. So throughout practice today, we will be incorporating heart-centered, heart-opening asanas into our practice. And at the end, we'll do a loving kindness, heart-centered meditation as well. But over the course of the class, I'll remind us to just think about perhaps the people or the animals or the experiences and memories that all make us think of love. It can even just be that cup of tea or that cup of coffee that you have today, or that sunshine that was on your skin. It doesn't have to be anything perhaps tangible. As we move through our practice, we're going to incorporate the things that we feel love towards, and also the things that make us feel love received as well. So if there's any other intention that you'd like to set for your practice this evening, perhaps in addition or in replacement of this intention that we're setting for class, this is the time to do so, bringing awareness to the body, asking the body what it needs in this moment. And slowly start to just roll the wrists, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, adding some gentle movement. We can add some neck rolls into our body in this moment, moving the neck in a circle or half circle as feels good to us. Reversing the direction of the circle. If you start off on one side, and rolling the shoulders up to the ears and back down. And reversing that direction. And coming to center. We're going to start off with some heart opening right now with the chest. So the chest, heart opening, typically we open the heart. We also get a back bend in the process as well. So we'll definitely be getting into the back bends today. But place your hands on your knees and gently inhale as you bring the heart through. So bring the heart in front of you, bringing the shoulders back. So inhale, heart through. Exhale as you pull the heart back, bringing the shoulders forward. Inhale, bring the heart through. Exhale, bring the heart back. Continue doing a few more rounds of these. So bringing the heart forward, the heart back. Just opening up the heart space. And the more that we open up our heart space, even just physically, the more that we are able to receive love in addition to giving love. Just a few more of these forward and back motions. And then come to center. So now we're going to go right and left. So just move your heart to the right. So you're kind of leaning to the right. It might feel a side stretch in your side body as well. And then exhale as you move to the left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue doing a few more rounds of these side stretches. Right? So we're just kind of working with the side, opening up our spine with this movement as well. Might feel extra good if there's any strain or tension in the side of our bodies. And come back to center. So we're going to combine what we just did. We're going to do full circles with the chest. So we're going to inhale forward, exhale left, inhale back, exhale left. Actually, what I did before was right. So inhale forward, exhale to your right, inhale back, exhale to your left. So you get the gist. You're going in a circle. So just continue going in a circle as feels good for you. Really try to get dynamic movement. And we're not really moving our hips a lot as we do this, right? We're really isolating that movement in our chest and our upper body. Moving the chest in a circle. And then reverse directions. So if you started going to the right, now move towards the left. Really moving as wide of a circle as feels comfortable in our body. And come back to center. All right, so we'll come up off of our blocks or our props if we were on anything. And we're getting to our hands and our knees, getting ready for a few rounds of cat and cow. All right, so your fingers are spread wide, your knees are hips width apart. Keep the gaze down. Inhale as you bring your navel towards the mat, bringing the gaze up into cow. Exhale as you round the spine, bringing the gaze to the navel into cat. Inhale, navel moving towards the mat, gaze up, cow. And exhale, cat. Continue doing a few more rounds of cat and cow with your own breath and adding on any movements that feel good in the body. Perhaps moving the hips in circles, flipping the wrist if that feels good to you. Maybe moving the neck in circles, or you can even gaze back to your toes if that feels good. It's just whatever feels good in the body right now. We're just examining that radiating glow that we spread to our body from the beginning. Imagining that warmth and that glow is spreading through the body, radiating from the heart space. And maybe thinking of one thing or one person, one idea, one memory, one experience that helps you feel loved in this moment. And on the next breath, just gently come back into child's pose, bringing the heart to the mat, the arms out in front of you, the forehead down to the mat. Rolling the forehead left and right, massaging the spine. breath, make your way up into a downward dog. Taking a moment to spread the fingers wide and lifting the hips up to the sky, coming into your first downward dog. In this first downward dog, nodding the head yes, shaking the head no, pedaling the feet, wagging the tail, getting comfortable. And we're really rooting down into the inner corners of both of our hands. So in between the index and the thumb, index finger and the thumb. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Bringing our heart towards our knees and our hips up towards the sky. And on the next breath, look to the front of your mat. Gently walk your feet to your hands. Grab opposite elbows coming into ragdoll, bending your knees as much as feels good. Breathing here, rocking left and right if that feels good. Letting the neck and head relax. And release the arms down to the mat and slowly, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. All right, so we're just gonna do a few gentle Surya A today. All right, Surya A, we'll do modified Surya B. Then come to the front of your mat, toes together, heels are slightly apart, standing tall, hands to the side, and keep the heart open. Okay, so we're gonna keep the heart open today. And inhale as we sweep the arms up, gaze up to the palms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale as we forward fold, hinging forward at the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale as we come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, hands on shins or hands on fingertips on the mat. Exhale as you plant both hands, bring the left foot back, bring the right foot back, coming into a high plank. So lower all the way down in your high plank. Lower all the way down and bring the hands about 6 inches in front of you. So you're almost like you're on your elbows, right? So you're almost like a Sphinx pose. Keep the gaze down. Inhale as you lift the elbows up, coming into baby cobra. Okay, come into a baby cobra, getting that heart opening back bend. Exhale as you come back down. We're gonna do 2 more of those. So option to keep the hands where they are now, or you can slide the hands back a little bit more if you want to deepen the stretch. So bring yourself back to positioning. If you want to bring the hands back a little bit more, so that the elbows are right under your shoulders, you can do so. Inhale as you lift the elbows up, coming into your back bend, cobra. Breathing here, keep the gaze down. Exhale, come all the way down. All right, option for last cobra. If you really feel open in your back, then you can slide your hands closer to your shoulders, underneath your shoulders. Otherwise, keep your hands as far out as feels comfortable for you. Wherever you are, keep the gaze down. Lift the elbows up, coming into cobra. Breathing here, squeezing the elbows into the ribcage wherever you are. Gaze down and exhale as we come back down to the mat. Wherever you are, slide your hands right underneath your shoulders. Squeeze those elbows in. Bring the chin to the mat. Tuck those toes, lift those knees up, and push up into your high plank. Exhale as you go back into your downward dog. Breathing here. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Spreading the fingers wide. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Look to the front of your mat. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart. and at the side. And again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, as you plant your hands, step your left foot back. And this time, lower your left knee all the way down onto the mat. Untuck the toes. Rise up. So your right knee is over that right ankle. It can go as far past that right ankle as feels comfortable. Raise the arms up to frame the ears. If the left knee has any pain, please back off of it or roll up the mat or add a cushion underneath it. Raise the arms up. Options here. You can keep the arms up and come into a back bend, or you can bring the arms back to the side and use that to help open up the heart. See if you can open the heart just for a quick moment here. Keep the breath moving. Don't hold in the breath. Coming here into Anjaneyasana, crescent moon. Breathe here. And gently raise the arms up, back to the sky. Bring the arms down to frame that right foot. Tuck those left toes. Lift that left knee up, coming into a low lunge. Use your core to bring your right foot back to meet your left foot, coming into a high plank. Option here, come into Cobra or move through your Vinyasa, moving through Chaturanga, upward dog, and then downward dog. So whatever feels comfortable for you in your practice. Breathing here, shoulders away from the ears. Relaxing the head, nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. On the next breath, look to the front of your mat. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart and at the side. And again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. This time, plant your hands and bring your right foot back, lowering your right knee onto the mat. Coming into Anjaneyasana on the other side. Raise the arms up to frame the ears as an option, or you can bring the arms back by the side. Once again, if there's any pain on the knee, back off on it or add a cushioning underneath it. Wherever you are, see if you can open your heart to the sky. A little bit of a back bend here, but keep the breath moving. Don't hold in the breath. Breathing here, heart open. And everyone, raise the arms up to frame the ears, come to center. Bring the arms down around that left foot. Tuck the right toes. Lift that right foot up, coming into a low lunge. Use your core. Bring your left foot back to meet the right foot, coming into high plank. And move through your vinyasa or go straight back into downward dog. Breathing here in downward dog, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart and at the side. One last Surya A here. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step and jump back into Chaturanga as you plant your hands. So moving through your vinyasa once again. We'll all end up in downward dog. Breathing here, spreading the fingers wide, shoulders away from the ears. Nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat, step or jump your feet to your hands, inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart and at the side. All right, so I'm not doing a full Surya B here, but just going into awkward chair pose. So sit back as if you're sitting in a chair, sweeping the arms back, and then sweep the arms forward. So we're focusing here more on keeping the heart open. Okay, so we're sitting back. Keep the heart open. You can even bring the arms down to the side. So we're really focusing more here on the heart opening. But see if you can gently tuck that tailbone in. Sitting back, keeping that heart open. If you feel comfortable, you can raise the arms to frame the ears. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the palms together up overhead. Bring the palms down at the heart. So I'm going to face you to make this a little bit easier. So you're going to pick up that left foot, cross that left foot over above the right knee, okay? So you're not on the knee. Just coming into a figure 4. It feels comfortable if you sit back. Breathing here, bending that standing leg and bending that left leg. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left foot back. Let's straighten the legs just to get a break. Bringing the palms up to the sky. Palms down at the heart and to the side. All right, once again, come into that awkward chair pose. We're sitting back as if we're sitting in a chair, sweeping the arms up to frame the ears. Keep that heart open, but tuck that tailbone in as you sit back in Utkatasana. Breathing here, palms up overhead together, come down, sitting back in that Utkatasana. This time, pick up your right foot and cross it over your left leg, above your left knee. Breathing here, getting that nice stretch in that right leg. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, release the legs. So come, straighten your legs up once again. Palms up together at the sky. Palms down at the heart and to the side. All right, so one last time, come back into that Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Breathing here. This time, palms together at the heart once again. Bring your left elbow over to the outside of your right leg, coming into a spinal twist. If some of you want to go further, then look down at your feet. Come onto the ball of your left foot, putting most of the weight into your right foot. And you'll gently pick that left foot and bring it back, extending your spinal twist, breathing here. We're not trying to collapse our navel onto that right leg. We're trying to use that left elbow to open up the spine, open up that heart. Breathing here for 5, 4. Keep that back leg strong if it's extended. 3, 2, 1. If you're extended, look down at your right foot. Gently bring your left foot back to your right foot. Let's all unwind, painting a circle up to the sky with our hands. Paint a circle up, and then paint a circle down. It almost feels like a Tai Chi movement, like moving Chi with our hands. It does feel like, which we likely are doing, so take your time with this. All right, coming back into our Utkatasana, our awkward chair pose. Sit back, Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Palms up overhead, palms down at the heart. This time, bring your right elbow and swing it over to the outside of your left knee. We're not trying to collapse our belly onto our left leg. Remember, we're trying to open up the heart to the sky. For some of you who want to extend, if you want to extend, look down at your feet. Bring the weight into the left foot, come onto the ball of the right foot. Once you found your balance, gently pick up that right foot and bring it back, coming into an extension. Opening up that heart to the sky, activating that back leg if it's extended. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're extended, look down at your left foot. Gently bring your right foot to meet your left foot. And it will all unwind, painting a circle up to the sky. Take your time, don't rush this. This is part of the sequence. And then slowly paint a circle down. Beautiful. And when you're done, once again, you're at the front of your mat. Inhale as you sweep the arms to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale as you forward fold, Uttanasana, hinging forward at the hips. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale as you plant the hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga or Cobra, moving through your Vinyasa. And when you come back into downward dog, come down into child's pose, taking a moment to rest. Breathing here, bringing the forehead down to the mat. And bringing awareness to that heart space. What are you grateful for in this moment? Can you name something, someone, an experience, a memory that makes you think of love, makes you feel love? On the next moment, gently roll yourself up to a seated position, sitting back on your heels. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. All right, so we're gonna do a back bend. It's called camel pose, Ustrasana. So for camel pose, you're gonna be on your knees. So if you feel any pain in your knees, feel free to not be on your knees right now, and you can omit this, or try to put some sort of cushioning underneath your knees, or you can roll up your mat. So I'll first show you what camel pose is not, okay? So it's really easy in camel pose, which is a back bend. It's really easy for us to do this, okay? So we kind of do this, I tell my class typically this Michael Jackson move, right? So we're not doing that in camel pose. What we're trying to do is we're trying to isolate that bend in our back. So you see that my hips aren't moving as I do that, right? My hips are staying where they are, and that bend is really coming from my spine, okay? So the way that we do that is I want you to imagine that you are against a wall, okay? So you're literally right up against a wall, and you're using that wall to push your hips against. So that movement is really coming from your spine, your upper spine. Okay, so not your lumbar, but more of your thoracic spine. Okay, so start off with your hands on your hips. And once again, imagine that you're against a wall. Your knees are hips width apart. Add length into the spine, shoulders away from the ears. You're gonna inhale the crown up, exhale as you push the hips forward and curve the spine back, bringing the gaze up. You're opening up the heart. For some of you, you may be even able to grab onto your heels. But even if you do the heels, make sure that you're pushing the hips forward. Keeping the gaze wherever feels comfortable. Breathing here for 5. Do not hold the breath in. 4. Push those hips forward against that wall. 3. 2. 1. Very carefully. Gently come back up, and then come back once again into Child's pose, bringing the arms out in front of you. Forehead to the mat, maybe rocking the forehead left and right, the whole body left and right. And on the next breath, I want you to actually fully slide onto your belly. So you're fully extended on your mat, but you're on your belly. Bring one ear down to the mat and bring the arms to the side. Noticing what the breath feels like from this perspective. The navel pushing the mat away from us on every inhale, bringing it closer to us on every exhale. On this next breath, bring your chin down to the mat. Bring both palms down next to your hips on the mat, so your palms are touching your mat. Squeeze the legs together, the feet together, the heels together, everything together. And I want you to plant your pubic bone onto the mat, okay? So that in that way, you'll notice that your belly button is hollowing out a little bit. Imagine that there's literally a small mouse underneath your belly button and you're trying not to crush it. Okay, so we're really engaging that core here, hugging the belly to the spine. Inhale as you bring your arms up, your chest up, your shoulders up, your legs up. Hollow out that mouse. Breathing here in flying locust, Shalabhasana for 5. Raise those hands higher. Keep the gaze down. 4, lift those legs higher. 3, keep that breath moving. 2, protect that mouse. 1, lift everything higher. And come all the way down, bringing one ear down to the mat. Opening up that heart space. On the next breath, once again, bring that chin down to the mat. Zip up the body like one long zipper. Toes together, heels together, palms down next to the hips. Stick that pubic bone onto the mat, hollowing out the belly button, protecting that mouse. Inhale as you lift everything up once again. Keep the gaze down. Breathing here for 5. Lift those hands higher. 4, lift those legs higher. 3, 2, lift everything higher. 1, and bring everything down. We'll do just one more of these to finish out the yang part of class, and then we will yin the remainder of class. So let's make this last one the one that we can put our whatever yang energy we have left into this last locust. Chin to the mat, palms down next to the hips. Zip up the body, one long zipper. The heels are touching, the toes touching. Hollow out that navel, hug the belly to the spine. Engaging that core, pubic bone to the mat. Inhaling as we bring everything up. Option here to make it harder. You can bring your arms out in front of you, Superman locust. Gaze down, breathing here for 10. Lift the hands higher. 9, lift the legs higher. 8, keep that breath moving. 7, 6, lift the hands higher. 5, lift the legs higher. 4, keep that breath moving. 3, 2, lift everything the highest you can. 1, and bring everything down. Once again, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Gently bring yourself back into child's pose. Good job, everyone. Good heart opening, back bending, core exercise there. Woo! Forehead down to the mat. And slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. Kick your hips off to one side, bring your legs out in front of you, coming into Paschimottanasana. Feel free to use a blanket to place underneath your hips for this last part of class. Blanket or a pillow or whatever feels good to you, just to add some very gentle elevation for the hips, lower back. Legs out in front of you, just kind of wiggle the knees, shaking them left and right, releasing any excess energy that's there. Bring the arms to frame the ears, raising them high. Inhale the crown up to the sky. Exhale as you forward fold over your legs. This is also another great time if you have a pillow or a blanket and you want to place that on your legs in front of you. You can go ahead and do that. I might actually take my blanket and do that instead. So just letting yourself lay in front of you. Feel free to bend the knees as much as feels good. And let the head and the neck relax. Let the hands come down to the mat. Letting go of the need to do right now and promoting the idea of being right now. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck. We're not striving for anything right now. Maybe even doing some neck circles if that feels good to you. Maybe just bringing awareness to the heart space in this moment. Noticing the breath. Slowing down the breath. And the next breath, slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. On the next breath, just bring your feet together, knees apart, coming into Baddha Konasana. Feel free once again to grab a prop to place on your feet. You can use a pillow, a blanket, a bolster, whatever feels good for you. Pull onto your legs gently. Add length into the spine, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Inhale up. Exhale as you forward fold. Feel free to bring the arms out in front of you and let your head and your neck relax. You can lay your head on a prop or a pillow, whatever feels good for you. Releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Releasing the jaw, relaxing the neck. Once again, we're not striving for anything right now. We're simply just allowing our body to unfold where it is. Showing our body love. By respecting its boundaries, by respecting where it is in any given moment, we are showing our body love. Where can you let go of the need to do any work right now? Where can you just be? And perhaps thinking of one person, one animal, one memory, one experience, whatever it is, thinking of something right now that makes you think of love. And bringing awareness to the heart space, it glowing bright, radiating out to all edges of our body. And on the next breath, very slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. So next, we'll gently make our way down onto our back. So bring yourself about halfway up the mat, and then just bring yourself all the way down to the mat. When you do get to the mat, bring the knees into the chest, giving yourself a tight hug, rocking left and right, massaging the spine. Maybe even moving the knees in circles if that feels good, starting in one direction. And then moving in the other direction. And then bring the knees to stillness. On the next breath, bring the knees all the way down to the left side of your body, coming into a fetal position, but float the right arm to float the right arm up to the sky and peel that right arm down onto the mat. So you're squaring the chest and the shoulders to the sky, coming into a spinal twist. You can use your left hand to guide your knees down, or you can just simply let that left hand go and make this more restorative. Wherever you are, we're not forcing, we're not striving right now to be anywhere other than where we are right now. Breathing into the spine, breathing into the heart. Breathing love in and breathing love out. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And on the next breath, very gently bring both feet back down onto the mat, keeping both knees bent. Gently push into the feet, lift the hips up for just a moment, and then lower the hips back down just to neutralize the spine. Once again, hug both knees into the chest, giving yourself a tight squeeze, maybe rocking left and right if that feels good for you. And this time, making your way onto the right side of your body, letting both knees land on the mat or on the ground. This time, floating the left arm to the sky, peeling that left shoulder blade down onto the mat, coming into a spiral twist the other side. Once again, you can use your right hand to guide the knees down, or you can simply bring both arms out. We're not straining or striving to be anywhere right now. We're just opening up the spine in another direction, opening up the heart in another direction. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the mouth. Feeling that glow from our heart radiate outwards, bringing warmth and love and space and openness to our body, in addition to our heart. And on the next breath, gently bring both feet back down onto the mat. Once again, both knees are bent. Gently push into the feet, lift the hips high for just a moment, and lower the hips back down. So actually, we're going to come into a bridge pose, back bend here. So option if you want to place a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath your sacrum. So option to go grab that and do that right now. But what we want to do is we want to bring our heels as far back towards our body so that our fingertips can graze the backs of our heels. Okay, so right now your fingertips should be able to reach your heels. Keeping our feet hips width apart, both knees are bent. If you are on a block or a blanket underneath your sacrum, then the next doesn't apply to you. You don't need to lift your hips high. You can just simply rest your sacrum on that object. If you want to come into more of a bridge pose here, then you're going to slowly lift the hips up and each vertebra up one at a time. Keep your gaze steady. Do not turn the neck. Keep the neck facing up, the face up. And you're going to lift yourself up so that your navel is reaching up towards the sky. Option for some of you, you may be able to roll onto your shoulders to deepen that bridge. Keep the gaze up. Keep that breath moving. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're on your shoulders, slowly unroll and bring one vertebra down at a time. If you're on your prop, please release the prop from underneath your sacrum. We'll all once again squeeze the knees into the chest, rocking left and right, massaging the spine. And then transitioning into happy baby, grabbing the outsides of both feet, of both legs, rocking left and right, massaging the spine once again if that feels good. And then doing any last movements that you need for your practice or making your way down to Shavasana. Grabbing any props, blankets, pillows, whatever feels good for you in this moment. An option for some in Shavasana, I'm going to lead us through a metta, a loving kindness meditation. You do not have to follow if that is not what calls to you in this moment, but feel free to participate in this as well. So as you get comfortable in Shavasana, as we start our metta meditation, I want you to imagine that you are looking into a mirror, that you are seeing yourself in front of you, as you are right now, as you are in the future, as you were in the past. So you're starting to see different forms of yourself in that mirror. I want you to repeat to that reflection that you see in the mirror. May you be loved. May you feel safe. May you be well. May you be at ease. Having said those words to ourself, breathing in those words into our heart. Next, I want you to imagine that there is someone that you love very dearly in front of you. And if you want to expand this to a group of your loved ones, more than just one person, that's perfectly okay. Maybe even animals. As wide as your heart feels right now, imagine that there is a person or people or animals, for example, in front of you, all that make you feel very loved and that you feel a lot of love towards. And repeating these words to them. May you be loved. May you feel safe. May you be well. May you be at ease. Next, I want you to imagine perhaps someone that you have recently had difficulty with or challenges with. Now, this includes a group of people, that's okay. Imagining this person, perhaps animals, or a group of people that you've had difficulty with or challenges with recently. They're standing in front of you as human and mortal as you are, as imperfect as you are. And repeating these words to them, or to this person. May you be loved. May you feel safe. May you be well. May you be at ease. And lastly, I want you to imagine perhaps someone that you feel neutral towards, that you see in your everyday life, perhaps a neighbor, perhaps someone who checked you out at the grocery store. Perhaps just thinking of neutral people out there that we don't know, but that we know are doing great things for each other. Perhaps healthcare workers, perhaps delivery personnel, perhaps store personnel. Thinking of all the people out there and seeing how wide our heart feels in this moment. But imagining that all of these people in maybe not just our local area, but in our state, in our country, in our world, going as wide as you feel comfortable. Imagining that they are all in front of you. And repeating these words to them. May you be loved. May you feel safe. May you be well. May you be at ease. Just bringing awareness to the heart space in this moment, it glowing either a bright green or a bright color of your choice, expanding and growing. And that glow, that warmth is spreading to all parts of our body and perhaps even outside of our body, into our room, into our home, perhaps out into our neighborhood, our city, our state, our country, perhaps our whole world. Slowly start to deepen the breath, bringing movement into the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, stretching the arms up overhead, the legs out in front of you. Rolling over onto either side, coming into a fetal position, taking a moment to collect the breath here. And when you're ready, making your way back up onto your mat in a comfortable seated position, palms together at the heart, eyes are closed, or a soft gaze open. Giving gratitude to ourselves for showing up to our yoga practice this evening. Giving gratitude to our mind, our body, our breath, which are strengthening and connecting through our practice. which will help strengthen and connect us to others in addition to ourselves. And giving gratitude to those in our lives that support us in our yoga practice. Honor the guidance of your heart, and you will be honoring the guidance of love. Knowing that we can take these intentions, these lessons with us when we get off of our yoga mats and out into our everyday lives. The yoga practice does not stop here. It is always a continuing journey. I thank each and every one of you for practicing with me. It is always an honor to share this practice with you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Just a quick announcement, I'll be teaching Lunar Flow this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll be celebrating the full moon in Virgo, so feel free to register through my website, theexpandinglotus.com, if you'd like to join. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care.